We are the Dice
Wow.
Stoners, and we are playing Call of Cthulhu tonight. This is an adventure written by Alan Carey, as you can see below me there. It's called Endless Light. It is a spooky adventure on an island. I won't give anything else away. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing can harm us in the light.
Exactly. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Huzzah!
Except there's the sea, so you know that's always a problem in Cthulhu.
There's not ominous thunder or anything.
Nothing like that then. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Well, we start on a small supply boat with our party, who are the crew, plus one passenger, which is Derek. So Derek's character has hired the boat and the crew of the boat as a work team. So Derek, how about you introduce your character first? If you've got it there.
Shall do so as soon as I find the right tab. All right, there we go. Yes, Genevieve Wallace. I am a mining engineer from Hoboken, New Jersey, and I've hired this boat in order to. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure I had a very good reason when I hired the boat.
You've been commissioned to build a house.
Oh, a house. Yes, well, that would explain why I'm a mining engineer. Yes, but I do believe that although it's not really mining, building a house is a very good example of my talents and my skill set. I look forward to the challenge.
Yeah. And on the boat, we have Ben.
Hello, my name's Robin. Nice to meet you, Genevieve, Mrs. Wallace. Yes, I'm a sailor. I'm good for sailing. Just tell me what to do, and I'll be there on the job.
Good. I know nothing about sailing, so you'll come in handy.
Excellent. Pleasure to help, Miss Wallace, Mrs. Wallace.
Thank you, Robin. Nathan.
Oh, Nathan cannot be heard on the screen, on the stream.
Oh,
I know. Ancient Moose, you are silent.
All right, Murray, how about you go first, and we'll come back to Nathan when his mic's working.
I'm now listening to the stream.
I now can't hear Murray. Can anyone hear Murray?
No, I cannot hear Murray. Well, this is going swimmingly. I'm sure this house will be built in no time at all, and that shall have no flaws or errors of any kind.
I'm a long way behind.
How strange. I could hear Murray before we started.
Hmm.
What happened to you, Murray? All right. So, these three sailors on this boat have been hired as the work crew.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the
Okay,
four of you have a job to do, to travel to an island called Midland Skerry. Midland Skerry is off the coast of York in Maine, and not the York in England, the York in Maine, or the York in Western Australia. You know, there's Yorks everywhere.
Or the New York in New York.
Anyway, so yeah, you've got to build the house for the lighthouse keeper. He has commissioned this work and sent for you. You're carrying supplies in your boat, tools, provisions, and dynamite. And I think the reason that you're a mining engineer doing this job is that there's a bit of demolition work to be done first to prepare the site before you then build the house.
Well, good.
Hello, everybody.
Love
I should be here
things
now.
up.
Yay, Nathan.
Can we hear Nathan and Murray now?
Hopefully we can hear.
Hope so.
Yeah, you can probably hear
You want to
me.
introduce yourselves?
Okay, I'm Dorothy. It's me ship and me life. This is all I have. I lost my wife and my family, and this is all I have. So hopefully it doesn't fall into the sea.
Are we carrying equipment on the ship to build the lighthouse?
Yes. The
Excellent.
materials are already on the island, but you're bringing tools and the dynamite for the demolition.
And
Not a
a
nice
whole
thing.
host of strong men who are going to build it, or
That's just the 4 of you.
And I'm the pilot.
No, you're not building a lighthouse. You're building the lighthouse keeper's house.
Yeah.
Next door to the lighthouse.
It's where the lighthouse keeper keeps the light for the lighthouse. because
Yeah, it's
he
the
is
bulb
lighthouse.
house.
He's the light keeper.
Yeah.
I
That's,
see. All right.
It's very clear. I don't know how you can understand.
Did Murray introduce his character while I was away?
I was trying to.
Yes.
When you said, do we have strong men? I said, yes, that's me.
Strong
Bill.
man.
I am Bill Happy McCready. I am 39. I look as if I've lost $10, then found $5.
Wow.
Nothing is ever good enough, and there is always something wrong, and I am genuinely not happy about things.
Okay.
But
Are you
Captain
like
Graves
Eeyore?
Captain Graves is my lifetime friend. No, it says that despite this, I work hard and is genuinely friendly. It just seems I'm never happy. So
No, it's
rough,
I'm glad,
rough and permanently unhappy about the current situation.
which
So
is
I don't
why
like- I
you're
don't
my
like
drinking
this.
buddy.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I think this is a bad idea.
Oh, you're that guy in the horror movie. You're the guy who's always like pointing out the obvious of like, this is a bad idea. And we're like, no, it's not. We can go forward.
I'm the mentor who gets ignored.
We should totally go down this dark alley with smog and fog all killing
Do you know?
around us.
Do you know what'll be better
Great.
if we split up to cover more ground?
That's a great idea. So yes, you're just arriving now at Midland Skerry.
Yeah.
It's a tiny. It's just basically a big rock with a lighthouse on it. The lighthouse is on the southern cliffs, and there's a little cove just nearby where you can pull up in your little boat.
It's not a little boat.
Standing on the shore, you can see a young man who has a good full beard, and you assume that that's Joseph Bethel, because the only two people who live on the island are Joseph and Amy Bethel, who are husband and wife.
And Amy doesn't quite have that length of beard yet.
Yeah, not quite.
Not as impressive.
So yeah, they're a young couple. They've been living on the island for not that long, and they live in the lighthouse at the moment, but they're wanting to build a home and start a family.
Oh, this isn't a Cthulhu game. This is a happy game. This is like, what's that renovation show where they go along and they
This
move
is
the
how they-
bus?
This is how they all start.
They all start like this.
Well, I'm going to do a piloting skill to kind of like make a nice clean landing on a small jetty or something.
Thank you very much.
That's okay. Because I is a captain and this is me boat and I don't want to crash it. And I crashed it.
Did you fail?
98.
Pretty cool.
Oh no! It was a regular difficulty. You still failed.
Nice.
I don't know whether you sink the boat.
No, it's
Run.
this is a
run.
consistent trait. It kind of like hits the patch that was covering the patch that was covering the patch that was covering the first hole. So look, Ben's character and Mara's character know what to do. This is it's consistent.
This is standard practice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm probably before it even runs aground, knowing that the patch is going to hit the patch on the patch. Let me do a mechanical repair on the fly.
Oh, God.
You're going to pre-repair the boat before it actually
Get a
hits.
free repair. Well, no, it's, you know that kind of thing where you can see the disaster happening and you actually are hitting the ground running before it's happened. It's kind of that, except on a boat. Here we go. Oh, I roll a 64. And I have 60 in my mechanical repairs skill, I think I'm going to use 4 luck to bring that down to 60.
Nice.
All
Cool.
right. Note that down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have 100 luck in the game?
No, your luck is your starting sanity, I think.
Mm.
Actually,
Ooh.
I think in this particular adventure,
Excellent.
hang on, I
Are
can't
we
find my
out of
notes
luck?
about
If it's
that.
100, it'd be great.
Your lucks
lot
are all
more.
15.
15.
Luck is all
15.
15.
I don't like that. I'm not happy about that.
That's like real
Well, you
life.
spent
I don't role play to
4
play.
out of 15.
Is that my character talking or me? Well, I don't want us to sink before we actually get to the island.
No.
Sorry, I should have warned you about that before you spent 4 out of 15
That's
luck.
right. No, yeah. Good old, my best, my mate. I can't let him sink
It
the
would-
boat before we get.
It would be
Well
unlucky
done.
for him to not know that.
So you've hit a submerged rock in this
Excellent.
little cove, but you're gonna limp to shore anyway.
Can Mr. Graves shout at Robin for not having spotted the rock and warned him? Because presumably someone was supposed to be looking at.
Yes.
Yeah, damn millennials.
What's your start, isn't it, Robin?
I pick myself up from the deck and brush off my skirt, my sort of hard, my oilskin skirt, and pick up one of the pieces of dynamite that we have and walk over to the captain and shake it at him and just sort of say, "This does not do well when jarred unexpectedly.
Really? And I go along and grab it to look at it.
Please do not touch it, or we will all go up in smoke."
Yeah.
Not happy about this.
Okay. Well, I'll do my best. Okay. Quickly, we're about to land.
Does not seem to be very good. All right, what do I do?
Excellent. So you come ashore, and Joseph greets you, and he says, "I saw you had a bit of trouble coming in there. Everything all right?"
Certainly, Mr. Joseph.
The
Yeah,
sea
no,
can be a
perfectly fine.
harsh mistress.
I'm used to more wide spaces.
Indeed. We're fairly rough and ready out here offshore. So he takes you sort of up a winding path up the steep hill to the lighthouse, and you greet Amy, his wife, and she's visibly pregnant. And that might explain why they're wanting to build a new cottage for the family rather than continuing to live rough in the lighthouse. And they gesture over to a patch of ground about 20 yards northeast of the lighthouse, back away from the cliff edge, and say, "That's the spot." And as they do so, you feel the earth tremor under your feet, ever so slightly, like a little earthquake.
Has the boat crashed again?
Mm.
What's going on?
I must admit, my land legs are pretty bad because I'm, a man of the sea.
Oh my gosh.
It's
What was
not
that?
not strong enough to knock you or anything that you've got with you over, but it's definitely an earth tremor.
Like that. Did you hear that?
That's cool. Okay,
Nice.
got it.
I pull
Are
out
any of
my
you worried about earthquakes?
yes, I pull out my surveying tools, my sight line and my level and all of that sort of stuff, and say, is the earth tremors common in this area?
Oh yes. Oh, they happen quite often, I'd say. They're only ever small. We hardly notice them anymore, to be honest.
It will make creating a stable and level area for us to build a house on quite difficult.
Well, he gestures behind him to the lighthouse and says, "Well, this hasn't fallen yet. I think a cottage should be fine."
Very well.
Can you guys make a perception?
What, Robin?
Not perception, is it? What game are we playing again?
Spot.
Spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
Or motives. Who's there?
I roll a 9.
succeed normally.
I fail.
Same
I failed
here.
abysmally. I'm looking back at the boat because I don't want to leave it now.
So just then, you notice that Amy is looking not quite as calm about the situation as Joseph seems to be. She seems a bit more uncomfortable about these earth tremors.
Mm-hmm.
Like uneven about it?
Yeah, a bit shaky. Yeah.
Bit shaky.
Well,
Okay, cool.
I blow past her because I don't notice, and I go up to check the site and start to walk the perimeter of where we're going to put this house.
Yeah, so you can lay out exactly where you want it to be.
Do you carry dynamite with you at all points? You know.
Not yet. That's for
right
you people, you labourers to remove from the boat.
I'm gonna take a swig of my whiskey and light a fag.
Okay.
That's good role playing there, Murray.
I assume that takes a little while to survey the site.
Yes,
and maybe the others are ferrying some more of the supplies up from the boat and getting organised. And as time goes on, the weather starts to deteriorate, as does happen along this sort of area. The sky turns dark and it begins to rain. The rain gets heavier and heavier. At some point, you're going to have to call things off and take shelter in the lighthouse.
All right, I don't want to do too much work right now. So, just now that I've seen the site, I think it's time for us to retire to this little shack.
It's getting into the late afternoon anyway, so you weren't going to build the house in a day.
No.
And I can't stay in my boat because it's not repaired fully yet, can I? That's a bit annoying.
Well, I was about to say that I'm probably more likely to want to stay on the boat than on the land. Not happy about staying on the lighthouse. No.
So you enter the lighthouse. Nathan, I think you've got a picture of the lighthouse for us in handout 1.
I certainly do. Give me 40 seconds. I mean, like, not 40
Pop
seconds.
this beautiful artwork on the screen for all of us to enjoy. It's a lighthouse. So the interior is dominated by a spiral staircase, and there are 4 levels. The first floor is the sort of living room, kitchen, sitting room, all combined into one. It's pretty sparse and rudimentary. The second floor is where the Bethels sleep, so there's just a bed. The third floor is where their food and supplies are kept. And then the fourth floor is the lantern room. The fourth floor is the watch room. And then above that is the lamp in the lighthouse. And attached to that ground floor, first floor, whatever you call the bottom floor, we're in Maine, so I'm going to say attached to the first floor, is an annex, which is just a workshop, and there's some drums of oil for the lamp in there.
Cool, I'm just
So
fixing
it's
that now, sorry.
It's a not an electric lamp; it's a oil lamp.
Yeah, paraffin oil.
Paraffin. Okay.
So is
We are in the
it
1920s.
is it warm and like sheltered? Is the annex just out of fabric or?
It's properly.
Yeah.
It's a wooden sort of structure connected to the stone lighthouse.
There we go.
Yeah, and so you'll see
Cool.
the lighthouse
pretty comfy.
there, all laid out.
Where does he want us to sort of? We don't want to get in the way of the of him and his wife.
Well, for now, you're all just sitting in that first
Annex.
floor. No, in the actual lighthouse.
First floor. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
And you'll all sleep there, or maybe the gentlemen will sleep there and the ladies can sleep on the third floor. That would be proper, wouldn't it?
Also
'Cause,
smell nicer.
I'm sure that we're rather smelly from all the carrying that we have to do, and also snoring is not going to be something that the sea doesn't care if you snore.
Robin is being a boy sailor.
Oh, you're a boy, Robin.
Well, no, she actually is a girl, but she's undercover as a
Oh,
boy.
Oh.
Oh, right. So
It's a bit hard to tell, really.
You're a
Just looks like a young boy.
Yeah,
Right. Gotcha.
I would show you my picture if I could.
I'm going to hike up my skirt and climb the stairs to the third floor, you said. Amy.
Yes. Yes, we can make a bed for you up there. Just a rudimentary bed on the floor.
Excellent. Jolly good.
Well, I'm just getting
We'll
drunk
have to
and
rough it out here. So yeah, it's still it's not nighttime yet. It's not bedtime, but you can get yourself organised up there if you like. While it's raining and getting towards the late afternoon, things seem to be, rather than dying down, the rain seems to be getting heavier. The wind is getting stronger. There's thunder rumbling in the distance, and it shakes the whole lighthouse, especially for Genevieve on the third floor. You really feel shaking the higher up you get.
Yeah.
Is there a window on the ground floor that I can see the boat from? Because I'm going to cast longing glances at the boat. I want to be back on the boat or through the open door.
Yeah, I think we'll say there's a window you can look out.
Robin.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
I'm looking at I'm looking out the window at our boat through the rain and smoking cigarettes and sculling whiskey.
I'm gonna join you with that because the thing is, I feel like we're really missing out because a storm it's a good thing out on a boat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
fall asleep so quickly.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out whether you can really see the boat, because it's been beached in the cove at the base of the cliff, and the lighthouse is on the top of the cliff. But I don't know whether it's close enough to the
I'm
cliff
looking
edge
in the direction
to
of
get
the
the
boat.
angle.
I'm looking like the boat is there. I'm looking
It's
there,
down
even though
there
it's
somewhere.
not.
I reckon from the top of the lighthouse you could probably see it, but on the first floor you don't have the angle
Yeah,
to
I'm
look
not that
down
desperate.
on it.
Not
Not that
So
distant.
you can go up to the lamp. Joseph is heading up there. He's got to go and light the lamp.
As an engineer, I feel like the lamp calls to me. I feel like it's something that would be very. I'd be interested in learning how it works. So I trek up there too. I think I'd like to see that, especially if he's going to light it.
It's a bright idea.
So do you want to make a spot hidden to look down through these sheets of rain, and maybe the occasional lightning can illuminate what you can see out there?
Ooh, it's so dark. Ooh.
Is it Murray or myself who are?
Oh, whoever's up at the lamp.
Oh,
That would
okay.
Both of you up there?
Oh, I'm not going to let. I'm not
I got
going
an
to
I got an 8.
Ooh, you
see
see well.
all the things.
So
Must have
what
been
you
a
notice
particularly
is that the
bright
sea
lightning.
level has risen somewhat.
So we can see the
enough-
boat.
Enough that the boat has been released from the beach and is floating freely in
Oh,
the
no.
cove.
Oh
And
goodness.
it's being tossed on these huge waves. Doughty. I start
What?
going down the stairs as quickly as I can. The boat is adrift. The boat is adrift. All of our equipment.
What? No. I'm gonna go, Robin, and I go to the young boy and I wake the young boy. Go check on the boat.
Yeah, excellent.
And I just like
hoping someone will come with me.
I
Yes,
take
I'll-
one last drag of my cigarette. You know they do.
Yeah.
Stub it out on the carpet without caring that it's the carpet. I'm going to tie.
you're the
I'm gonna
best
tie-
house guest.
I'm going to tie my length of rope around me
Mm.
and pass the other end to Robin. Come on.
Yeah.
Not happy
Thank you,
about
Mr.
this.
Thank you,
Not
Mr.
happy.
McCready.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. We run out. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good
So
idea.
you've got big oilskin
Yep.
cloaks, you
Yep.
sailors.
Yeah, we're in
So
sou'westers and oilskins.
You don't necessarily mind running around in the rain, but the wind is
Yeah.
really blowing hard. It's hard to walk in a straight line. You get hit by gusts from one side and then the other. So it will
That's
be
not
treacherous
normal.
to descend the.
I say to the wind and the rain, come at me. Do your worst.
We run out
Yeah.
just to assess the situation.
I'm
So
gonna
are you going to
follow
try and
up.
go down the pathway to the cove, or are you just looking from the
Yeah.
top?
Definitely. I'm swimming out to the boat. That's where I'm heading.
Yeah, we run.
Um,
I'm attached to him, and he's bigger than me, so I have to go that way.
Yeah.
Ah,
Do you want
okay.
a dex check? Dex or something?
Yeah. So
Well-
let's do a normal dex check.
Oh, I get
Strong success.
an extreme success.
Oh.
Well done.
I am. It's like I'm on the deck of a ship in a tossing sea. Ain't no way
Absolutely.
it's gonna knock me down.
Excellent. So as you're going down, you see the boat, and it's really getting tossed around by these waves. What's it called? The dark horse.
Knuckle.
My
Being
dark horse.
tossed around by these waves, and all of a sudden, a huge wave lifts the boat and throws it against the cliff with an almighty crash and the sound of splintering wood, and it's a mess. There
Quick-
is no salvage.
What about the TNT?
Oh, I think you
Oh.
unloaded the boat.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yeah,
Unloaded
we
the boat
had.
while Genevieve
We unloaded
was
the boat.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. We should.
surveying the site.
I did most of the work, most
Which
of the carrying.
feels, in the current situation, it feels like weeks ago, but it was only a few hours ago that the sun was shining and everything was calm. This whole thing has come out of nowhere.
Oh dear.
Not happy.
So you're stranded.
I'm not happy.
You're stuck on the island.
What was that?
What was that?
What
Was
was
it
that
anything?
then?
It was me accidentally hitting something called splash behemoth, and I thought it was just going to be a big thing splashing, but it was a
But
big thing
exactly.
roaring and
Behemoth.
splashing.
Splendid.
Do we hear that
Perfect.
sound or not?
Maybe you think you've heard something strange on the wind.
It's a mermaid again, Mr.
Shut
Dowdy.
up, boy.
There are no
People
such
think-
things as mermaids.
My
Oh,
boat.
I've seen mermaids.
You're not there though.
I told you I saw a mermaid. It was no pretty thing like all the sailors say. It was ugly and had vicious teeth.
Mm.
If you stay
So
at sea
you
long
return?
enough,
Do you return to the
Sonny.
lighthouse to have this conversation, or are you having it on?
Yeah, do we? Well,
I think we're having it on the shingle, looking at the wreckage, aren't we?
we're down. Nathan, Mr. Doherty, and I are down by the
No,
sea,
no.
by the shore.
Murray. You and Murray.
Me, Bill.
Oh,
With
sorry.
that.
Yes, that's right. Sorry,
Happy Bill.
Mr. McCready. Are down. Yeah, we're down by the shore, aren't we?
Well, the shore you can't get to. The shore's underwater.
Oh, right,
Because
underwater.
rather than there
We're-
being
Oh,
a
no.
cove with a beach, the waves are just crashing against the bottom of the cliff. So
Right.
you could get partway down the cliff, but you'd be in the water if you were.
Is there anything to be salvaged, Mr. McCready?
Doesn't look like it. Not happy about that.
How are we going to get home, Mr. McCready? We can't rightly swim.
I could swim.
Oh, good.
You stay at sea long enough, Sonny. You'll see many things. Maybe not tonight, though. Maybe when it's calmer in the morning.
Mm.
Oh, see, every storm passes, doesn't Mr. McCready? You often say that.
Mm. So you
I do.
return to the lighthouse. Amy's standing at the door, beckoning you to come back in. And you share your terrible news with her, and she suggests that you'll just have to bunker down, and she puts on a cup of tea for you all.
It was the one thing I said, Johnny. The one thing. Don't mess with me boat. Me boat. I'm just going to drink
so
myself
in-
stupid.
There's not really much to do. You could play cards. There's a bookcase with some novels. There's some old journals from the various lighthouse keepers that have lived in this lighthouse before. And there's the kettle. Well done, Ben.
I will.
Okay.
I will brood gloomily.
Excellent.
Brooding. Oh.
I will leaf through the journal
Yeah.
and just do a bit of research on the past keepers of the island.
That's a bit. Is it all English? Just a question which has no relevance whatsoever, Derek. But
It's Japanese.
aha, cool. Not like crazy writing in the margins, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I'm just
The
going to
city
be
spoke to me
unhappy.
today.
I'm just going to be very,
Yeah,
very
it does
unhappy and
seem it
depressed.
does seem like these lighthouse keepers have been lonely men living here on their own. A lot of them. Some of them have had a wife with them, but a lot just live alone. In this
I'm
lighthouse.
scanning the entries for anything that talks about, vibrations in the earth or tremors or earthquakes or anything like that.
Just a
Yeah.
Control F.
There's one comment about Earth, about when the island shakes, that mermaids are said to appear.
Ugh, silly people.
Might not strike you as particularly sensible. What else do you find? Is anyone else reading journals? Or is it just Genevieve?
Did you say that out loud, Genevieve?
Hang on, read? Actually, I'm really good at reading. I should probably read as well. I've got my character's 70 English, so yeah, I'll read.
You have to read charts as a captain, although given the way you tried to beach our boat, maybe.
Look, I just wanted to come in and show off, all right?
Right.
I'm reading over Genevieve's shoulder,
All right.
and I see.
What do you do when you read the entry about the mermaids?
Yeah, them be mermaids. They've seen mermaids too. Mermaids are true, Mrs. Genevieve.
No, silly boy. This is the ravings of a lonely man stuck on an island, seeing things through his desperate eyes.
I've rightly seen them with my very eyes, Mrs. Genevieve. And they're not nice creatures like some stories say. They look like things that'd rip your throat out.
You've obviously been mistaken. It's the trick of the light, or dugongs. One of the two.
Dugongs?
Yes.
What's a dugong, rightly,
Sea
Miss
cow.
Genevieve?
Sea cow.
A
Deadly
cow at
creatures.
sea. Doesn't
Hang on.
sound like it's my head that needs screwing on, frankly, Mrs. Genevieve.
I look up and there's
Cow can't be at sea.
a sea cow, like a cow.
Yes, they're often mistaken for mermaids because they're white and have a tail, and all that's required is for the light to be dim, and they can be certainly mistaken for something. Treacherous beasts luring men to their deaths.
I know what I see at the sea.
In one of the oldest journals, you notice there's a sketch of the island, and it's a different shape. I think that Nathan, you've got a map. Do you want to put a map up? So the island now has the main island, and then a little bit off the coast, there's a little southwest pinnacle called Little Skerry, and at low tide you could walk between them, and at high tide it's all covered over, as you often get at these sorts of places.
Yep.
And
I love
it
a
seems that
causeway.
there was a terrible storm many, many years ago where the sea rushed in and filled the gap. But before that, it was one island. So it does seem like this isn't particularly stable, geologically speaking.
Rock just doesn't wash away from water, Mrs. Genevieve. Things don't just collapse and disappear.
Well, no, Robin. This rock has been here for quite some time, and as I'm reading these ancient journals, people have been here for quite some time as well. So I don't believe we're in any mortal danger, although this storm does certainly seem to be quite violent.
Not that one, Nathan.
Especially
other one?
if there's mermaids, Mrs. Genevieve. Maybe they broke the rocks asunder.
I remember a storm back in 07 that was much worse than this. I'm not happy about this storm, but this has got nothing on the storms of 07. You remember those, Doherty?
Oh, 07. I just. But then I started tear comes to my eye because I was actually riding in my old boat. In 07.
So this map that you see beneath me here
Yes. Let's
is
bring it
actually
full screen.
on the wall of the lighthouse first floor where you're all sitting. So you can all examine it. This is an up-to-date map of how the island is now.
Where's the lighthouse on that
So
map?
the lighthouse is on the middle of the southern
Side.
right,
I see
and you can see a little red square just north of it. That's
The new
plot of
site.
land for the house
Uh-huh.
that you've been commissioned to build there.
And if you
And
see the small dots all over
and
the
the
place,
codes-
that's my boat.
The
Coast
pinnacle,
to the right, is that where the boat went down?
yeah.
Right.
So just below it there, that little inlet, that's where the boat was moored?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
See.
rock I hit on the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Can I get a sense of, how long it would take to walk to the other side of the island? Seems like it would take
It's not a big place.
less than 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, probably 10 minutes to the northern side. It's maybe sort of a 40-minute walk end to end.
Okay.
Mind you, in this weather, it'll take you longer.
Oh, much longer. And
Yeah.
it is quite rocky and uneven. There's not a lot growing on it. It's sort of a...
How do they self-sustain? Do they have like a small farm or like a veggie patch or something like that?
They've got those supplies in the annex,
Mm.
and also up on the third floor. And then ships bring supplies in periodically. But they've got a little veggie patch that they're trying to get going.
Perhaps some dinner, Amy?
I think that's a good idea.
I'm just crying myself to sleep in the corner. just like,
Genevieve, you skank, Genevieve.
wow.
Yep. So
Jeez.
Amy cooks you up.
That Robin's job. I think I might
Yeah.
send Robin to the galley.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, Robin's the cook.
Yep. So
What am I
either
doing?
Amy or Robin or both.
Aren't you the galley slave? I mean,
Dinner
I'm
boy.
the chef.
I'm good at cooking, sir. Yes.
Mm.
Mr.
Rustle
McCready.
up some food for us, would
What-
you, Robin?
I'll gladly help.
So
Why
while
don't you
the
take
smell of
a load off the feet?
cooking food wafts over,
Mm.
Genevieve, you notice one more entry in the most recent journal,
Ooh.
which is Joseph's own journal, but he doesn't seem to mind you leafing through it. He's
You're
got
that person, are you?
a sketch in there, which Nathan put up. on
I'll
the
put up
screen a
again.
moment
One sec.
ago.
Yes, slave.
Got us out of order. It's a sketch that he's made of caves. He's been exploring caves on the island,
Oh.
not far from the lighthouse. The lighthouse is a little X at the bottom. Nathan, you want to make it full screen?
Certainly can.
Thank you. Yeah, so he's been exploring these caves quite recently.
So
only
I-
sort of
I
50 yards from the lighthouse.
I say, so, obviously the island is composed of some basalt material or some quite hard rock, and you've explored this system.
Oh yes. Oh, the cave system just seems to go on and on.
Interesting.
It's quite fascinating to explore and to see what I can find. There's all sorts of tunnels and caverns
And this down here
Interesting
says it exits onto the cliffs. Is that
yes. Yeah, there's some tunnels that come out on the middle of the cliff face.
fascinating?
Yeah, it's a spectacular view on a fine day.
I shall take your word for it.
Doesn't look like we'll be having one of those anytime soon.
No.
Not happy about that.
You're not happy about anything except my boat.
I point to the blank area in the middle of his sketch, and what is in here?
I haven't mapped that area yet.
Hmm.
I'm not quite sure what's in the middle there.
And what are all these holes in the floor over there?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't know whether some volcanic, well, you could probably tell me, some volcanic sort of activity, but the walls of the cave have these holes in them.
Do they look scorched or anything like that?
No, I
No?
think they're naturally occurring. I'm not sure exactly.
Strange.
Like dug, like creatures, or do you have any vermin or anything on?
As you speak, as you say that, and before he can answer, a strong tremor shakes the lighthouse. Dust falls from the ceiling plaster, and a crack appears down the wall, just near where Amy's cooking in the kitchen with Robin. So you'll need to make a dex roll to keep your feet.
I fall over. Oh no, Dex. No, I don't.
I managed to stay standing too, which is
Well
highly
done.
unusual.
Critical success.
I think maybe you've got your sea legs, Robin. There's a crash from the annex accompanying the tremor of the ground, and Amy yells, "The paraffin!" and runs
what?
to the annex door.
Rightio.
The
I
oil.
follow.
Paraffin oil for the lamp.
Oh,
I go too.
Rushes into the annex. You go too, Genevieve?
Yeah.
I also accompany. Believe.
When you open the door to the annex, the back half of the annex has collapsed
Yikes.
to the ground. There's just a hole in the ground.
Oh
Half
wow.
the annex has dropped away. And the wall at the back of the annex is, some of it's sort of fallen in with it, and you can see beyond the hole out into the rain. A bit of the roof is kind of falling in on a crazy angle. It's just a complete mess, like a bomb's gone off. And the oil drums have all tumbled down into the hole.
Oh my god.
I prevent anybody from going closer to the hole. I say, everybody stay back. It could still be unstable.
where's our stuff?
I don't know. Where do you think
Probably at the site of the new house, which is just over the way.
the dynamite might have been undercover though?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. And that's where. And where would you store it? In the annex.
Yeah, definitely. On the other side of a stone wall.
Yep. Let's say the dynamite's on the near side and the oil drums on the far end. So they've gone down the hole, but the dynamite is fine.
Okay.
Can I run up and do a?
So I
quick-
don't want them all falling down there together, because that's going to be a big boom.
Yeah, can I get the dynamite,
the game
please?
is over. Well done, everyone.
I'm going to run and get a box of dynamite and move it into the other part of the lighthouse.
All right. Good thinking.
Yes, I might do the same.
Amy seems much more worried about the drums, and she kind of tentatively goes over to peer down the hole,
No, do not.
holding an oil lamp in her hand to see what's down there.
I'm gonna gently but firmly grab her and pull her
Good
away.
man.
She says, "We need the drums. If we don't
All
have
right.
the drums, the lamp will go out. And if the lamp goes out, who knows how many ships will be wrecked in this storm."
Robin can go down, can't you, lad? I hand him the other end of the rope, which I am then tying around my waist.
Excellent.
Robin looks rather surprised.
It's like you're almost like Batman's Robin. You know what I mean? Doing all the work and getting none of the credit.
Robin thought that he'd be serving up scrambled eggs, but no, it's going to be scrambled eggs.
Yeah. Oh dear. So paraffin oil is highly flammable, but it's not quite as volatile as your dynamite. It's not like it's going to spontaneously blow up.
And the rain will dry, keep it wet. It's all good.
Yep. So it's not. Yeah, you should be safe going down the hole and fetching it, but you might have trouble lifting a big drum of oil back up again.
Could use your rope, Mr. McCready.
No,
Oops,
I'm not. I'm not happy about this, Robin. But what I want you to do is to go down there on the end of my rope, find the drum for Mrs. Bethel, tie the rope around the drum, and then find a safe spot for yourself. And when I have brought the drum up, I will throw the rope back down to you.
Sounds like a great idea, Mr. McCready.
Right.
You two are amazing. You got optimistic and negativity.
I am not happy about this, Robin, but let's do the best we can.
I'm sure we'll be right. There shan't be any mermaids down the bottom of a hole in an island.
I would not think about mermaids if I was you whilst we get this
Aren't
job
they
done.
sea cows? I look at Amy.
Excellent. Okay,
Right,
that sounds like a plan.
so do you want a strength roll from me and then a dex roll from Robin?
That is exactly what I want.
Sweet. Here we go. Strength roll.
Success.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I have a
Murray.
strength of-
Murray.
I have a strength of 80,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and I rolled a 91.
Oh, so it's not a critical failure. You just
Okay.
failed to hold me.
Yeah, well, I think I slipped forward, and as I do that, I'm going to be calling out, "You've been eating. What have you been eating? You want? Well, how can I grab something or someone?
I
Try and
can run forward and grab him.
Yeah, maybe,
Alright.
Yeah, I'll run forward and grab him and do a strength
I'm not
check.
very heavy.
Well, oh, you say that, little fatso, meatball on a stick.
All right.
You know what we call
Strength check
you?
from
We call you
Nathan.
bait. We're like fishing. All right. Cool. So my strength is not good. I am weak as all hell.
Really?
Really?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? I beat you. 99.
Oh,
no!
that is a critical fail.
So I run up to grab you.
You run
And
up
push
to grab
you.
him, and then you slip on the wet ground.
Oh,
There's sort of, from the rain blowing in, you slip and you bump into him. And let's hang on, I make a 50-50 roll. All right, and one of you, let's say,
The one who rolled 99.
yeah, Nathan Doherty, you bump off him and fall down the hole.
And I go down almost at full speed as well.
Yeah. So let's say, yeah, Ben, you can take 1 hit point of damage because I think you were most of the way down anyway.
Yeah.
But Nathan, you'll need to take a bit more. Let's say 1d6.
Oh, man.
Hit me.
Oh,
I don't want to roll it
Broken leg
because
territory.
I've been rolling way too wrong.
What'd you roll?
Oh. 6. Yay!
all right. So,
System.
yes, look, reading the lovely quick reference rule summary that we've got on the bottom left corner of our second page. That's a major wound.
broken leg or something?
Loss of half maximum hit points in one attack is a major wound.
It's not more than
yeah.
half. I have
Oh, what's
13
your hit
health.
points?
I have 13
not
health,
half.
and I lost
Not
6.
half.
6 out of 13.
I'm assuming that if I have 11, so if I was to have that, I'd suffered a major wound. You
Yeah.
haven't
You-
quite suffered.
You've
a major
suffered an almost major wound. Do you want to describe your wound? That
well-
is not quite major.
I have an emotional wound where I lost my boat. But no, I land, but I'm just gashed, like just lost all skin on. It's not like there's like like deep cuts, but just many cuts all over my face and my arms and I've lost, my coat's been worn through, and I've just kind of hit the ground and just have like just everything is sore.
Are you all right, Mr. Graves?
Ugh.
Oh, Mr. Graves, you came tumbling down, Mr. Graves.
And I just get up and I've got like lesions on my face and half my nose. I've got like a dint in
Everybody,
it now.
Mr. Graves fell down the hole.
Did he
So
fall
you
down
feel-
a grave?
Feel a bit
Not
dazed. But yeah, you can gather your senses.
Around
You're in the
down
hole.
here.
I'm
Do you
going-
have a light with you down in the hole?
I don't. I didn't bring one with me. Wasn't planning to be here.
Certainly didn't bring light like a flame down where there might be spilled paraffin all over the floor, I suppose.
So how are you going to
What can you see down there? What can you see down there, boy?
You can't see much.
Hang on, is there going to be like a thunderstrike or two so we can kind of get like one quick glance around us?
Yes, good idea.
Oh,
There it is. I heard it.
one. So you
Sirenscape said it's light.
don't see any metal drums here at the bottom of the hole
Okay,
because
I-
they've rolled down a tunnel.
Okay, I have a lighter and fuel, so I do have, yes, I have a lighter.
You
Yeah,
would have brought
sorry,
an oil lamp or something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're going
Is
Is
into
it
you
all
light
right since
your
it
lamp.
tumbled to the... Yeah, okay, I light the lamp.
And you can see that there's a tunnel sloping down away from you, and you can spot one barrel that's sort of rolled off kilter and is leaning against a wall, but the others
I think I see a barrel. This
the
way.
others are further down and deeper in.
Tie the rope around it and I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Does the rope reach? Just give a little bit more rope.
How long's your rope?
A length of rope.
Just says a length of rope.
Don't you love that? It's long enough.
If this was another system, it would tell me that I have 50 feet.
50 feet.
50 feet. Let's say you've got 50 feet. So yeah, you this rope will reach that one barrel. So you can go down the tunnel and tie it on. Then, if you'd like.
I do that.
All right.
As you go, the earth shakes again, and I need you all to make another dex check.
I make it.
I make it 2.
I need new dice.
Make a strong.
I'm just gonna I rolled a 97, so I'm getting new dice.
Yeah, so you fall over again.
You're wounded.
Mr. Graves, just sit down, Mr. Graves. I'll take care of this, Mr. Graves. We'll get you up there. Don't worry.
Oh, it's just because
I
I've
think you're
got
a bit
sea legs.
unsteady on your feet. Maybe you're slightly concussed from your big fall.
Yeah, you're not going to
That's-
pass your HIA.
No, that sounds narratively correct, but yeah, screw these dice. All right, next dice.
Yeah. So yeah, you can walk through this tunnel, Robin. I'm assuming
Yes.
you're not particularly tall.
No.
Um,
Hey, boy.
you should be fine. And you notice as you walk down that there are little sort of 1 foot diameter holes intermittently in the walls and on the floor that you have to walk around. That are clearly these sort of, and it's not quite honeycombing because they're not one next to the other, but they do look like they're naturally occurring.
And is it sort of out of the weather down here?
Yeah.
I hold my lantern up to one to see if I can sort of see into it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
just-
You think you see sort
Take
of
a
a
stab at the
dark,
Sirenscape, but it's going to be spooky, so you know.
you sort of see a dark thing through the hole.
A dark
that
thing.
almost looks like the darkness is kind of shimmering and moving.
This is where you get that awesome shot in a horror movie where somebody looks in and they lean forward into it, and then it
Yeah.
looks like you see the perspective of the hole looking back, and you're like,
Yeah.
Can you make a sanity roll?
Sanity!
Yes.
Gladly. As long as it's not mermaids, I'll be right.
Yes, that's
89, so I fail.
You take 1d6 damage.
6!
can I just say, everybody's trying to
I
take my position.
unsanitized like a boss.
So you recoil back from the hole in
Have you
fear.
tied that barrel on yet, boy? I'm not.
I like
Heart,
to,
your heart's racing.
So Robin sort of backs off to the other side of the corridor and just puts it back up against it, and is sweating and suddenly sort of finding it hard to breathe.
I yank on the rope. Oi, boy.
The soundtrack is just like the sound of Robin breathing and sort of discordant notes. So sorry, Mr. Sorry.
Hurry up! The barrel.
I think it's almost like we need some kind of engineer here. I'm
Yeah.
not happy about this.
Almost
And I look
right-
around and look for
together, I suppose, and just
where
do I
the engineer lady.
Hang on,
is
one at a time.
Yeah.
try and
Well,
pull myself together? Is there kind of, do I feel like there's something there watching me? Like, do I feel like I should go and just tie the rope on anyway and ignore it, or is it like kind of I got to get out of here?
I think
Sanity
failing your sanity check and taking 6 points, I think you probably just want to get out of there as fast as you can.
Okay. So I run back to the hole and say, Mr. McCready, you can pull me up now, Mr. McCready. I think it's safest. It's rightly so. Pull me up, Mr. McCready.
Pull the
Please.
boy up. Pull the boy up,
Not
Doherty.
I'm not happy. Well, Doherty's down there as well.
Oh, sorry. Bill?
I'm not happy.
I'm not happy either.
Oh,
You hear from the tunnel.
I blitz him up. I
Yep.
pass strength check. So I basically do the pull, overhand pull, and then the last one pull so that he's like standing in front of me,
Yeah.
and I give him that I'm disappointed in you. You've let me down look
Oh.
under furrowed brows and my
I
scalp.
I put my arm around the boy and let's go inside. You've had a fright.
It's white and is like breathing heavily and yeah, sort of grey almost.
The
Yes.
captain is still down there.
Ow.
Tie this off somewhere.
I
really
don't
on
think
the other end.
I don't think we should go down there. I don't think clearly this particular entrance is unsafe. I'm going to get the map. Excuse me, I'm going to get the map and I'm going to get some medical attention and a light, and we're going to find another way to go down there.
I'm getting my captain back.
Yes, we will do that, but we won't be climbing down there. Clearly,
How's
that's
it-
not.
Quick question. Is the building intact? Like, you said half the building fell off.
The
How's-
annex.
Yeah, the annex. Like, how's the lighthouse looking?
The lighthouse seems to be fine. You notice the plaster come off the ceiling
There's a
when there was a
crack.
tremor, and there was a crack in the paintwork, but the lighthouse hasn't fallen over or anything dramatic like that.
I let
Yeah.
Miss Genevieve take the boy Robin away to look after him, and then I ignore her advice and I find somewhere to tie off the rope so I can make it down to my captain. Whilst
Amy is standing there looking a bit miffed by all of this. And it says,
What, her house fell in the hole?
and it says, if we don't get that paraffin, the lamp is going to go out and untold lives will be lost at sea.
Does it
Touch
look like
worried
I'm
about
not-
the lives that are on the land right now, Amy. I was wondering if you could spare a nip of brandy to bolster the spirits of young Robin here.
Yes, but we must get that oil back.
Of
Does
course.
it look like I'm not trying? Is that what you're telling me? I'm not happy.
I just want that on your shirt. Just a shirt that says, I'm not happy.
That's right.
So is there somewhere I can tie the rope, ignoring all advice, and then rappel myself down to find my
Yes.
captain?
Go.
Yeah, I reckon you will say you can.
All right.
There's probably a beam that's come off half away
Right.
that will
Nice.
give you space to tie a rope
Now,
on.
where is not tying as a skill, guys? Come on, character
Oh,
sheet. I'm going to use navigate for my nut tying ability because that seems to be the
Yep.
best sailing. Or pilot. They're the same. Okay, here we go.
okay.
But you should-
Oh, well, that was lucky because my navigate is 60 and I rolled 60. So, yes, my knot is good. Luckily.
Ish.
Just.
Yeah,
roll a
it's
good-
adequate. That's about as adequate as it
Tie a
gets.
Adequate knot.
Now I am going to rappel down to my captain. My captain. But no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm not happy as I go down. All right. You want dex or strength?
Dex for climbing down.
Dex for climbing. Down. Here we go. Oh, I roll a 3. I am like Spider-Man.
Don't we have a climb skill?
Scamper?
Oh,
Well,
probably.
I don't care because I rolled a 3.
the three.
That's right. Anything I freaking will
What did I
try.
roll? Just then I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you have a climb,
Navigate.
which is 20%. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I have 55 on climb, so yeah, make extreme success whatever I do. Because
So you tie this rope up, and then you don't even need it. You kind of like go Spider-Man face first down the cliff and just like.
Exactly. Right. And then I stop like Mission Impossible at the bottom.
Oh,
Where are you, Captain?
So, Captain, you're feeling a little bit better now. You've sort of, you at least your head's in a better space. You're not feeling so woozy and.
I don't know what you mean by not
feet.
feeling well. My only ship, and the love of my life, and my mode of getting any kind of form of life in general in terms of money has been gone and blown up. I've fallen down a hole with no light.
Over 90 for every dice roll.
Yep, I've fallen down a hole and lost nearly half of my life, sitting in the darkness, waiting, bleeding, being wet and dripped on, surrounded by explosive materials.
So you're having.
So I'm feeling good.
You're having all of those thoughts all at once.
Yeah.
Captain, and then a cigarette lighter or a Zippo lights up my bearded grimace. You're right,
You know what?
Captain.
You know what? I just face death. I just look at him and go, like, bring it on. Can't get anywhere. I'm just like, let's get out of here. And I just like tear up. I have an emotional moment because he's my only friend, and he can roll higher than me. And I'm meant to be the captain. I'm meant to be one he looks up to, but he.
Yep.
He's got to rescue you.
All right.
I feel it.
I
feel it.
I look around for a broken bit of wood or something I can use as a club.
You want something broken? Here's my spirit.
I was looking for a splint to get you back up.
Oh my god. Well, I'm going to lower down the first aid kit. How are you with the first aid, Murray?
I am pretty good on first aid. Let's have a look. First aid. 40. Yeah, I'm clearly the medic on the boat.
And a good swig of brandy.
Ooh.
Just to steady the nerves.
Shotgun.
Thank you, Miss Engineer.
Miss
Thank
Engineer.
you. I am.
You can call me Genevieve.
Right, you are. Right. This will sting a bit.
Oh god.
And I don't like needles. And Murray's frozen at that exact moment, which is great.
Oh
No, here he is.
He's back.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm back to roll first aid. Oh, not good. Not good. I can't even luck it. Oh, I haven't got enough luck. Oh, that's annoying. I could spend all my luck and still not get it down to 40. Sorry.
So you've gone to stab my vein to kind of give me a drug.
I've missed.
You've missed. You've stabbed
You know what? I've done good old-fashioned medic. I have got the iodine out, and I have simply squirted it on your gash.
Nice.
Johnny, I don't want to play this game anymore. This isn't fun.
Wow. So to get this straight, we've got Nathan's character who's fallen down a hole.
Yep.
And just everything that could go wrong has gone wrong.
I've lost my livelihood.
My character is down the hole with him.
Yep.
And Ben's character is having some brandy to recover his nerves from losing 6 sanity.
Yep.
And Derek's character is
trying to help.
figure out what to do.
And just to answer the criticism in the chat, the paraffin's rolled away from where we are, so it's not quite open flame paraffin.
No.
Yes.
Do you know?
Monkey.
Is
not
the
outside
smell
the
of
barrels, is it?
paraffin?
But
is
at
the
this
smell of
point, if we
paraffin
blow
really, strong? It can. Has any of the barrels broken open or anything like that?
Oh.
They'd be seaworthy barrels, so they wouldn't break as easily, I don't think.
They're steel. I think
Oh, okay.
they're all right.
So, quick question:
Right,
the adventure is
I'm
it just?
try?
Are we the big bad?
Yeah.
We're just killing ourselves. Like, is that the adventure? I love it.
Now that I've squirted iodine on all of his wounds, I'm going to now do the next step, which of course is to put a bandage and wrap that round with some wadding. So I'm going to push my first aid roll.
I love a good pushed first aid.
Love a good push of a first aid roll. Here we go. First aid. Pushing the roll. Make it. By 5.
Oh my god, you made it! Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I thought.
So therefore, oh wait, I've read the Quick Start Wounds and Healing. A
good.
successful first aid roll allows 1d3 hit points. Oh no, that's medicine.
cool.
But it's
That's
foul.
medicine.
I've healed you one. I've healed you 1 hit point.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Bam.
Yeah.
Can I just
Well
say
done.
thank you?
1 hit point's good, actually. When you
is
start with 13, that's a chunk.
Yeah. 1/13.
Yeah. How are we going for time? Should we take a break there?
Yeah, we can have a break for sure.
Let's take a little break.
All right.
We'll be
But
back soon.
we'll be back very shortly with my eventual death because there's more stuff I can lose. We'll get there. All right. Speak soon.
All right.